Good evening, viewers and subscribers, and welcome to a fantastic Doctor Who spin-off review for today. So today, I'm actually reviewing a spin-off I absolutely loved, and I've always loved it since the very first time it aired on BBC iPlayer, and of course it did go on to BBC One following the year a little bit later on in 2017. So I'm actually going to be doing my review on Class. I really did enjoy the spin-off. Now, I know some people, when they think about the Whoniverse, that spin-off shouldn't really be a thing. I have got friends who said, oh, I'm not into spin-offs. They haven't watched Torchwood, they haven't watched the Sarah Jane Adventures, they haven't even watched Kanan and Company, or they have not even watched some of the stuff that came out back on VHS in the VHS days, like Shakedown, or Autumn 1, Autumn 3, and of course, Downtime. Now, Class, it is a spin-off I did enjoy back in the day. I absolutely loved the entire whole spin-off. The cast were absolutely flipping brilliant. Now, I have met two of the cast members, aka the actor that plays Charlie, aka the Prince, and of course the actor that plays Ram back in 2017. Unfortunately, I never got a picture with them because I didn't think at the time. And I'm still waiting to meet them to this day. I want to re-meet them so basically I can get them to sign my Blu-ray copy. I haven't got the DVD version of this. Should have got it back at the time, but I just couldn't be bothered. So I literally just wanted to get one copy. And of course, I picked up the Blu-ray copy. Now, Class, I have been rewatching a lot lately. Now, I don't normally, when I post on social media and stuff, I normally put what I'm watching for Doctor Who. There are some people out there that do not like spin-offs. I mean, I've got friends out there that didn't like Torchwood, didn't like the Sarah Jane Adventures, and did not even enjoy Kanan and Company. None of them like spin-offs, so I kind of wanted to do a review on this spin-off because I really think back in the day, this was actually overlooked, and I just don't get why it never got a second season. I don't know if there was a reason for that. I really don't know, because this was actually written by Stephen Moffat, and Stephen Moffat actually made this quite good. It is an Earthbound spin-off like Torchwood. It is like, it's a mixture between Torchwood and the Sarah Jane Adventures, because it's set like in a university or in a college or a sixth form, and it's got like some really great adult themes into this. It really plays about with the adult themes, so it feels like a blend between the Sarah Jane Adventures and Torchwood, which I actually do love both. I really do enjoy both spin-offs, but this one I absolutely flipping love. It is such a great spin-off. The cast are absolutely flipping brilliant. So the characters we've got Miss Quill, we've got Charlie, we've got April, we've got Tanya, we've got Ram, and there is Charlie's boyfriend. Is it Mateo? Not Mateo, Matelia? Something like that. I think it's a Russian type name. I struggle because I've got learning difficulties. But I really do enjoy the story, and the main villain of this entire spin-off is the Shadowkin. And I really like the Shadowkin. They are such a great Doctor Who alien race. These are a bunch of race of warriors. A bit like the Fashionarada, but when instead of having to eat you, the shadow kind come through cracks in space and time and stuff. So the setting is actually at Coal Hill School, after it's all been like relevated. Now, I actually did quite enjoy this one. So this spin-off actually aired from the 22nd of October all the way up to basically the 3rd of December 2016. So over 8 weeks we had some great episodes, and I really did enjoy it. I honestly absolutely flipping love it. Now, some of the characters have a great big of loss by the end of the season. So a lot of people kind of die halfway through this season, and there's a lot of lost, and people die, and there's people literally in the final episode that one of the characters lose their father, like he loses his dad because he literally gets stabbed by the Shadow Kind. I absolutely flipping love this spin-off. I really do. So the first episode is actually called For Tonight We Might Die. Now, this is a really great way setting up a kind of a Doctor Who spin-off. Now, this is the only episode a past Doctor basically makes like a cameo appearance. Now, when you think of like the Sarah Jane Adventures, you've got the 10th and 11th Doctors that make a cameo appearance in like the wedding of Sarah Jane Smith and the death of the Doctor. Where Torchwood doesn't make no basically cameo because you just hear the TARDIS at the end of season 1, at the end of series 1. So the 12th Doctor actually makes his appearance in this cameo, which is absolutely flipping brilliant. So I want to talk about basically Charlie and basically Miss Quill. Now they are from an alien race, and of course Charlie is very, very young at this time, and Quill was basically a freedom fighter. Until basically as punishment, he get put this like little scribble sort of thing behind the eye, and it literally just killed him, and it makes them obey one of the higher lord people. Now the Shadow Kin actually do go and invade their people. Everybody dies, and of course, when the two of them are literally the last two survivors, the Doctor appears. You hear the TARDIS. You've got the 9th Doctor's theme that plays in the background, and of course the Doctor takes it to Coal Hill School where they should be safe. But there's one problem: Coal Hill School is full of Archtron energy laid over the years that the Doctor's basically been visiting around that area. If you think about it, it's where Susan went to school, it was where Clara was actually teaching, so around that entire whole area was basically full of Archtron energy. And I just absolutely love it. So you got this big massive kind of a prob sort of thing going on. Now Sophie, oh, what's her name? Sorry, I got the name here. Sorry, I'm reading my list as I say it. Sophie Hopkins is definitely my favourite actress in this spin-off, and I really do like her character April, because I actually do find her really great, and I used to connect with her back in the day, and I really do like her. But the fact really that she kind of has her heart displaced between her and the Shadowkin, so they're kind of like sharing one heart, and it's basically jumping through the Archtron energy time rifts and stuff. Which is, again, it's a really great plot. I do like the Shadowkin. Now, Ram kind of loses his leg in the very first episode because he's a footballer. He does lose his leg, and of course the Doctor basically gives him a spare leg that he carries in the TARDIS, because the Doctor is full of, you know, med kits and stuff, and he literally just has spare bits of body parts in case he loses one a little bit later down the line, like we know that the 10th Doctor did. But he was in the middle of regeneration, and he had that whole energy in the spare hand. So yeah, the first episode really sets up class. And of course, I like how the 12th Doctor basically says, and you can help these amazing humans. So it really kind of set up the lot that are there to try and help each other. Episode 2 is basically a very, very weird sort of episode. It's called The Dragon, the Coach with the Dragon Ho Tattoo. So it's basically about this tattoo that's basically was a live dragon, came through one of the Archtron energies, crashed into their PE teacher's back, and of course he does feed it people. And basically he goes, I'm in control. And her mate, he actually basically says, I will kill her, or I will hurt her unless you kill these people. Now the headmaster, as you all remember, if you remember watching Series 8, and if you remember the headmaster from The Caretaker, where the 12th Doctor walks in and he's there pretending to be the caretaker. The actual proper headmaster does make an appearance in the first 2 episodes until he gets killed by one of the dragon creatures, which is absolutely flipping brilliant and amazing. I really do quite enjoy it. Episode 3 is called Night Visiting. So this powerful alien entity is basically pretending to be people from the dead. So he's basically talking to Tanya, pretending that it's basically her dad from the afterlife, and of course it's the entire whole plant thing. And Miss Quill just basically drives through a double-decker bus and basically just kills the entire whole alien creature, making it basically go back through the Archtron energy, or the cracks in space and time, or whatever it's called, the bomb hole of time, as they do kind of call it, which is a great episode. Not my favourite of the episode, but I do quite enjoy it. Co-owner of a Lonely Heart. Now it follows again. Basically, April starts to feel greater effects with a heart, basically with the Shadowkin, because it is jumping through time, like one place and another between the two. And of course, the Shadowkin trying to get the heart back, so April dies, kind of goes wrong, and it kind of makes her and Ram kind of have a little bit of jickery-pokery in a type of sense, if you know what that means. Why it kind of makes like a mating ritual with the Shadowkin, which is actually a great episode. But I really like the end of the episode where basically you just see April become full Shadowkin, where she literally picks up her swords, and her dad makes an appearance after basically putting her mom in a wheelchair. So yeah, I really quite enjoyed the episode. And then the following episode, which is basically called Bravish Heart, is where basically Ram and April are going through the Shadowkin's home planet, so they can try and defeat the Shadowkins, the king of the Shadowkin. But then basically he doesn't kill them, but he makes him, you know, she becomes like the queen, well, the ruler of the Shadowkin by the end of the episode, which is a really great way. And I really do quite enjoy it. I think it's another good episode. I do have to be honest with you. Detained is basically when the whole gang is actually thrown into detention by Miss Quill, because basically she's made this kind of offer for this for the new like governor. Is that a governor sort of thing, where basically they want to take the arm out of her eye, the like squirrel-like creature. I actually do quite enjoy it, because this episode is basically when they all get stuck in the middle of like space and stuff, and of course it's basically like a claustrophobic type episode, which is a really great episode. It's like a very like based on Siege story, like you do see in Doctor Who quite a few times, and I do love it. And then the finale, it is really good as well, because Earth has been invaded by these like plant-like creatures that can actually eat. Oh no, sorry, that is basically a bit early on. So yeah, it kind of follows on with the Shadowkins kind of coming around killing people. They want to take revenge and stuff, and then the finale, aka the Lost, is basically when the Shadowkin return to Earth again, and basically, you know, they kill Ram's dad and stuff. So of course they trick and think April died, but April ends up becoming back to life inside the Shadowkin's body, and that's when the series kind of ends. Apart from it's left open with a cliffhanger with a Weeping Angel kind of cameo appearance, where Weeping Angel is part of the Governors. And it leads into this big plot, but because the class kind of got cancelled, it never bloody happened. And I really want to know what happened. I really want the spin-off to come back and finish off that storyline with the Weeping Angels. But that's a little bit of a summary over Class. I really do enjoy this spin-off. It is such a fantastic spin-off. The Shadowkin, it's a really great alien design and warlike creature. The fact the Doctor only made one cameo appearance, I think it would have been good if the 12th Doctor made a return in the finale, to kind of bring it full circle, with the 12th Doctor kind of being in the very first episode, and then I really think it should have been Peter Capaldi being in the finale, and kind of close that season off, and then of course lead into season 2. But the show never got season 2, and it is definitely a big shame, because I absolutely do love Class. It is such a good spin-off. It is honestly one of the best spin-offs I've seen for Doctor Who. It's definitely in the top 3 between the Sarah Jane Adventures and Torchwood. I can't remember how I rank all these 3 spin-offs, because I just like all of them. Class is definitely a 10 out of 10 spin-off. I know it went over to Big Finish. I'm trying to track down the CD so I can listen to them and see if that picks up with the whole Weeping Angel story plot. I'm not 100% certain if it did or not, but it is such a great spin-off. I really did enjoy Class. It's definitely a 10 out of 10. All 8 episodes are great. The only episode that has a little bit of a dud is Drained, which is episode 6 and episode 3, basically with the alien plant things coming through the Archon energies. There's a lot of death and stuff in this season. It's really great, and if you haven't watched Class, I highly recommend it, because it is a good Doctor Who spin-off. I don't know why it wasn't as popular back in the day, because I enjoyed it. My best friend Jamie Arrowsmith, he absolutely enjoyed it. We used to talk all the time over Facebook, well, Messenger I should say, about Class. It is such an honestly great spin-off, and basically it does sit in really well with the 12th Doctor's timeline, because it's basically, I think it's just set after delivery, the 12th Doctor and River spending all that time on Drellium, the Singing Towers on Drellium, and then just before he goes to the university to keep an eye on Missy in the Vault. So it is a nice way to connect the 12th Doctor's timeline into it. But it's such a great spin-off, and it's a great way to bring in Coal Hill School in a brand new spin-off sort of way. So Class, yeah, I absolutely enjoyed it. Not many people did. I don't get why it wasn't as popular. I think now, going back to it after all this time, I mean, we are in 2025, so next year it will be the 10th anniversary since basically it aired. So Class is basically 9 years old this October. Until next year, it is the 10th anniversary. And I absolutely do enjoy it. It's a good spin-off. It really is. So let me know in the comments, what you thought of Class. Did you enjoy it? Do you think it is magnificent like I do? And my best friend Jim. Yes, or do you think we have bad taste in Doctor Who spin-offs? Let me know. Please do like, subscribe and share. And enjoy awesome Doctor Who content.